your arms what horizontal is. Very good. Now, I want you to draw a horizontal axis on your table and label it, please. Excellent, excellent. You should have marked X on the right-hand side, just the letter X. You don't have to write the word axis, because when you see it in real life, you're not going to see the word axis. It's going to simply have a small little X to the right of the arrow. So you should have had, every one of you had an arrowed line with X right here. Did you get that? Yes. Now I want you to show me with your arms a vertical line. Very good. Right there. Now, draw a vertical axis on forming your coordinate plane. And label it. What do we call that axis? Y-axis. Very good. All right. Now, yesterday we talked about reflection. And we're going to review just a little bit today in that we talked about reflections across one axis or across both axes. Today, or yesterday, we worked with just a single point. And if you'll recall, I would put a point, say I would put a point, and I'll go ahead and mark on your coordinate plane up to, let's do 6 marks, or do 10 marks. I don't want you to spend a lot of time erasing. This is just basic, putting little marks there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Reflect this point across the y-axis. What quadrant would that point end up in? What do you think, Josue?
In the third quadrant.
All right, he thinks that this point would end up over here, reflected across the y-axis. Would you agree?
Yes.
Yes. And he would be absent. And it says, reflect the rectangle across the, actually this is what today you're going to be doing. I was making a key for it. Reflect the rectangle across the y-axis. Look what where's the y-axis? Right here. It should have been reflected across this. Look what I did. I did not pay attention to what it was, so I've learned a little trick. And this might help you too. If it says y-axis, I underline it. And then I also come over here, and here's my y-axis, so I do this on my paper. So I know I'm going to be taking this and jumping over this. Oh, and you know what? I've been using the wrong word. So if you hear me say jumping, I want to hear all of you go, yeah! It's supposed to be reflecting over the y-axis. And if I had been like my person I was yesterday, I would have done it up here. But because I now know I need to mark this, I'm going to go do that one. I'm going to jump over it. I'm going to reflect over that one. Good job. On your coordinate plane, to draw this figure on your table using a different color marker. Now, can I give you some little tips? If you'll find each point first and then come back and connect the dots. That point on there. And then you're going to go up 6. You're going to love this. You have this magic hand here. You can do your Y. Just going to do it. So you go here and here and then run them together. That'll help you to find that point, okay? Now, find D for me. It's like a Christmas miracle. Look what you've got. You've got your square, or your rectangle, okay? Everybody's got their rectangle in your coordinate plane. Now, I want you to look at the bottom. It says reflect the figure A, B, C, and D across the x-axis. Do that now. Or do I need to do it with you? Okay, let me do it with you this time. The next one you can do on your own, but look here. You know where my mistakes are, right? What do? I make a mistake which axis. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to underline that. That reminds me, I'm going to use the x-axis, so I'm going to be jumping over. Oh. I'm going to be reflecting over the x-axis. So I know my figure is going to end up right here, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to find, first I'm going to start with A because I'm going to go alphabetical. So I'm going to, since I'm going to be using this quadrant, I'm going to make my coordinates over here. I'm just going to go ahead and label them over here. It's just easier. So if A is 1, 3, if I reflect that point into the 4th quadrant, I'm going to go over 1, but instead of going up 3, what am I going to do? Everybody. I'm going to go down 3. So 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be my A. What are the coordinates for that point?
1, -3.
1, -3. Very good. What do you notice about all of the X coordinates on the reflected one? Say it again. They're all the same. But look at the Y coordinates. What's different about them? The only thing that's changed about them is the sign. And that's very important that you understand. When you reflect it, it takes it down into a lower or another quadrant. So when I connect those dots, there's my reflected, and it should look exactly like this, but in a different quadrant. So that box right here. This over there first, please. Reflected over there, it's going to be 2,1 instead of -2,1. Okay. This point is -1,7. When it reflects over, it's going to be +1,7. And then this point over here is going to be, it was -2,7. It's going to be +2,7. And I connect those dots. Got 2,7 at 2, -7. You all are all over this. Good job. How many of you have one that looks very similar to what I have?